Hey everybody, welcome back to Guns and Gadgets, special live edition here. Um, don't know about anybody else, but my kids are home, so it makes quiet time editing really difficult to find right now. So I figured I'd just do a live because there's a lot less editing involved with it. But what I'm going to tell you all about this evening is pretty important, and I'll wait for a couple people to jump on and make sure that we're being seen again. And in the meantime, I'm going to open up something that I'm planning on showing everybody tonight. All right, we'll see if we get some people on here. Give me 1 second here. Yeah, looks like we're good. We are live. All right. So it looks like we got some folks in here. We got quite a bit actually already. Thank you. Awesome. Reformed Felon, Scott P79, David White, Uncle Mike, Carlos Luquin. Hello, everybody. How we all doing? Abolish the ATF. Creep Iron. Couldn't agree more. So what's going on, says Squinting with Fish. That's a cool name. So don't mind the little four-banger tuner ripping across the street here. So I'm going to show you on screen what we're going to be talking about here in a second, but Gun Owners of America have this morning sent a letter to the Department of Justice. Actually, they sent it right to Attorney General William Barr. They also sent it to Director Christopher A. Wray of the Federal Bureau of Investigation and the Acting Director Regina Lombardo of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. And what they're doing is they're calling out the NICS issues that have popped up during the pandemic that the country is experiencing right now. As we all know, our Second Amendment is a serious right. It's a civil right. It's a right given to us, recognized by the Constitution, but the right to self-defense is given to us by the Creator. And also, it shall not be infringed. All right. We all know that that's been a struggle, but I also want to let you know, if you watched the video I did yesterday, I told you that things were in the works and that I couldn't say anything, but I knew some things were happening, and I would tell you when I could, and this is one of them here. So I'm going to pop on screen here the letter the GOA sent to ATF, FBI, and DOJ, and I think you're going to like where this is heading. So with the magic of technology, let's see if I can not screw this up. All right, bingo. So this letter was sent today. And I'll scroll through. I won't go too fast if you want to read along. I'm pretty sure GOA probably has this on their site by now. I wanted to wait from when they told me about this for a little while before I went live. I didn't want to put it out too quick before they did. So here we go. This is the letter to them. And it says, as you no doubt are aware, the FBI's National Instant Criminal Background Check System, otherwise called NICS, has been experiencing a dramatic increase in volume in recent days, largely due to firearms purchases stimulated by concern about the COVID-19 virus. According to the Washington Examiner, the National Shooting Sports Foundation, the NSSF, recently reported that NICS staff experienced over a 300% increase compared to the same time period last year in 2019. Gun Owners of America, hereby GOA throughout the rest, recently heard from an FFL of a NICS check that took 22 hours to receive a disposition. There have reportedly been similar experiences across the country. Of course, having spikes in NICS volumes is not an unprecedented situation. Indeed, NICS has experienced significant increases in background checks numerous times in the past, such as during Black Friday shopping, holiday periods, and in other times of political uncertainty, such as after calls for more gun control laws and before elections. Currently, the COVID-19 pandemic is revealing and exacerbating the underlying constitutional infringements with the NICS system. If state or federal governments do not remain open, then Americans will be denied their Second Amendment protected right to purchase firearms. The long-term solution is for Congress to repeal this law. But in the short term, the federal government is faced with a choice: ignore the Brady transfer date, thus intimidating gun stores into denying Americans their rights, or reallocate resources so that Americans will not be denied their rightfully purchased firearms. And they do go into some citations from earlier. Hence, for three different reasons, unless you take action, COVID-19 could exacerbate problems with the NICS system and create particularly dangerous problems for many Americans. First, NSSF reports that while much of the NICS system is automated and yields an immediate proceed or deny determination, transactions that result in a delayed status require the work of a NICS examiner to investigate whether the transaction should be approved or not. With daily volumes roughly double that of last year, the NICS team is increasingly unable to respond within 3 business days, creating a backlog in the delayed checks. The current national demand for firearms may be unprecedented. And for those who are unaware, the 3-day period, that's that Brady deadline. However, it has been widely reported that even in normal demand situations, the FBI already does not investigate all delayed NICS responses within the 3 business days. For example, ABC News reported delayed denials occurred 4,170 times in 2016, causing agents to need to recover firearms that had been properly transferred after 3 business days. In fact, it has been reported that the FBI did not complete over 1.1 million background checks from 14 through July of 19. Accordingly, the GOA is concerned that Americans do not have instant access to firearms in most cases during this time in which Americans are demonstrating that they highly value their Second Amendment protected rights. While GOA understands that higher volumes of NICS checks may lead to an increased number of delayed investigations that cannot be completed within statutory time limit of 3 business days, that alone does not justify any change to the system to delay those gun purchases. Rather, FBI can simply assign additional personnel to the task, or wait and work through the backlog after things return to normal and recover any denied transfers that may have occurred. Indeed, that is what the statute requires. So they're kind of putting the smack down on the FBI here. I know this could be boring for some, but believe me, what is in this letter, there's a lot to this, and it leads to what they're going to do next, believe me. Although it is possible that this interpretation may result in a few purchasers temporarily not being verified as eligible to possess firearms, the alternative of shutting down the system in certain states most certainly will result in denying access to firearms by those who need them. Second, the FBI now appears to be changing the rules on how the NICS system normally operates. The FBI has posted to its NICS website the following troubling statement. And if you're still listening, please hit that thumbs up so more people will see this, because something tells me YouTube won't put this out. We are aware that states may be considering options to protect the health and safety of their employees, which may include a reduction in office availability or even closure to some offices. And this is in bold from the FBI on NICS. Should a state choose to limit days of operation by completely closing state offices 1 or more days a week, or even indefinitely, which you're seeing in several states, this could potentially impact the Brady transfer date by changing the time in which an FFL can legally transfer a firearm in a delayed status. The NICS section urges FFLs to be cognizant of the impact this may have to your day-to-day operations, and also to stress the importance of adhering to the Brady the Brady deadline there. The BTD is what they're going to call it. That is provided to you at the time a transaction is put into the delay status. The Brady Act does not federally prohibit an FFL from transferring a firearm after the 3rd business day expires, even if the NICS section has been unable to provide a proceed response pursuant to 18 U.S.C. 922 Tango 1. Now, the NSSF suggests that the FBI's rationale is as follows, and you'll probably agree. The 3 business day time frame does not begin until the relevant state offices are open for business. When state offices are closed, it does not constitute a business day for purposes of calculating the 3 business day period before an FFL can transfer a firearm to a non-licensee, as mandated by the Brady Act. This interpretation appears to be based on a strained reading of the text in that law, which states that the FFL has the option to transfer a firearm to a person either the NICS system approves the transfer, or 3 business days, meaning a day on which state offices are open, have elapsed since the licensee contacted the system, and the system has not noticed the licensee that the receipt of a firearm by such person would violate subsection G or N of this section. Now, let me come back here to the screen. Well, if I can't screw this up now. All right, doesn't look like it's going to let me. All right, we'll keep going then. All right, there we go. So, they're building up here, okay? They're telling the FBI that what has been happening the last couple weeks with all this COVID-19 stuff is unacceptable. Several states have been shutting down state offices when they are constitutionally required to run these checks if it is a business day. Now, a business day, according to this law, is not inclusive of weekends and holidays. But what's been going on now is, as they're closing down state offices related to COVID-19, that they're causing an undue infringement upon people's rights. That's what they're saying, okay? There's more here. I also would like to show you what else they're doing, because they're looking to directly change what the ATF has done to Michigan, Alabama, and Minnesota related to their permits. So I get a lot of emails and stuff about those states as well, what happened. So, back to the email. Bear with me, guys. This is big stuff. The GOA is taking it right to the federal government right now. The statutory language, a day of which the state offices are open, has commonly been understood to mean to exclude weekends and holidays, like I just said, days on which the state offices are traditionally not open for business. This language cannot be understood to include a situation where a state chooses to shutter its offices for an extended period of time. And we'll skip right through that because it's just saying exactly what I said to you. It tells you how the POC is the point of contact for the state. That's who runs your checks in your individual state. Thus, both federal law and FBI regulations clearly envision a non-discretionary duty that, if a state agrees to act as a point of contact to NICS, the state will perform the functions necessary to permit FFLs to contact and obtain results of NICS checks. Accordingly, the Gun Owners of America asks your office to rescind the posting on the NICS website and to adopt the interpretation that, with respect to federal law, the 3 business day period begins to run when the FFL attempts to contact the POC state for a NICS check, and can be extended only by ordinary weekends and holidays, and not by any state decision to temporarily shutter its POC offices for some indeterminate period of time. And you're starting to see that now. Some states, I've reported here, aren't processing LTCs in Massachusetts, or some states have stopped their NICS system altogether. New Jersey. Other systems have been bound up, and delays have been long and tedious because of either the vast increase and spike in sales, or the fact that they're minimum staffing their offices right now, if they're staffed at all. So that is a huge issue right now. It's a huge issue. So there are a lot of people who are joining the firearms community, realizing that, yes, hey, maybe it is a good time right now to have a gun to protect myself or others, but they can't. And GOA is, again, taking it to the government. So let's go back to the letter. We'll go down to third. Okay. Exasperating the situation, ATF has recently begun a campaign to use letters to eliminate the 18 U.S.C. 922 Tango 3 exemption for holders of concealed carry permits. ATF appears to be making a concerted effort to target all currently exempted states for unlawful elimination from this exemption. Gun Owners of America recently filed a suit against the ATF to stop this unlawful practice. And then it mentions the lawsuit. The result of this misguided ATF campaign is to force more and more firearms sales into the NICS system that would otherwise have been exempted by the simple showing of a concealed carry permit. While these ATF letters are still in force, it makes it all the more necessary for the NICS system to function properly and instantly, as Congress intended. Accordingly, GOA requests that the Justice Department revoke the ATF letter that were sent to Alabama, Minnesota, and Michigan, preventing holders of concealed carry permits from purchasing firearms utilizing the statutory NICS waiver for permit holders, at least until the current litigation is solved and while the COVID-19 crisis continues. This is not a radical change, as it would simply revert to the status quo of a few short months ago. Importantly, it would also decrease the burden on the NICS system and allow persons in these 3 states with concealed carry permits who have already been submitted to extensive background checks to purchase firearms unimpeded by bureaucratic delay. And we're at the last two paragraphs. Conclusion: Gun Owners of America has always believed that the NICS federal background check system is unconstitutional because it infringes the Second Amendment rights of Americans. Of course, the infringement caused by an operational NICS system is far less dangerous than the elimination of a right to acquire arms from dealers resulting from a crippled NICS system or a rogue state's refusal to act in a diligent manner as a point of contact. GOA is committed to preserving and protecting the Second Amendment rights of Americans in both good times and bad. In times of uncertainty, the right to keep and bear arms is more important than ever. The Second Amendment cannot simply be put on hold because of COVID-19, any more than can the First or the Fourth Amendments. Accordingly, we would urge you to take the appropriate steps to ensure that Americans can acquire firearms during this time of need, unimpeded by delay due to state or federal government inability or unwillingness to process NICS checks in a timely fashion. And that's Eric Pratt, Senior Vice President of Gun Owners of America. So, if you followed along, I know it was a long time, and it's 15 minutes worth of reading there, but this letter is a ginormous kick in the fanny to these 3 agencies for sitting by allowing these infringements to pile up. Every time I turn on the news, there's another state that's trying a way to whittle the rights of us by shutting down non-essential offices or buildings or businesses, and then telling everybody that your Second Amendment right is wrapped up in that non-essential stuff. We're going to close those gun shops. You don't need to protect yourself because we're here. No, that ain't the way it happens, and GOA is jumping on that. I wanted to, let me see if I still have that quote I wanted to bring to y'all. Eric had another quote that was pretty good. I probably lost it. But I wanted to bring that to you guys because this is the start of something big. Remember I told you that there are a couple things that were in the works. This is one of them. The GOA has stepped up again to stop the government in their infringement BS. Now, I don't work for GOA. I do know guys and gals that work in GOA. I'm a life member. I still send them money time to time. I'm asking you to consider joining the GOA. I'll make it easy. They made it easy for you, not me. It's gunowners.org/gunsgadgets. Gunowners.org/gunsgadgets. You can join GOA. They'll give you $5 off your annual membership if you join for a year. Take that money, donate it right back, is what I suggest people do. I can't tell you what to do with your money. But times like these, I say it a couple times, support those who support you. Support those who support you. They're going to need everything they can get right now because they're considering some big things right now. Also, the push for constitutional carry is coming back because of what is going on in these states. So that is a good thing. Stay tuned for more on that as well. Probably another video that'll come. But I've seen agencies, Firearms Policy Coalition has been at it. They jumped down the mayor of New Orleans' throat as soon as she did what she did. They're also in other avenues as well. I don't have their stuff in front of me at the moment, but I've been following them. Again, I'm a member there. So, join them as well. NSSF, if you're in the business firearms industry, you should be a member of them. If you're not, Second Amendment Foundation, Alan Gottlieb, they're jumping in the fray too. They have a couple lawsuits going right now as well. Guys and gals, the groups that are pro 2A are doing some stuff right now, some concerted things, and there are other groups that are doing great things too. I know New Jersey Second Amendment, NJ2AS, they're jumping on what's going on right now. And stay tuned. We might have a member of them on the show very soon. Stuff's popping off, guys. Never let a good crisis go to waste. You've heard that before. We've seen instances where states are utilizing this to stop the sale of guns, stop the transfer of guns or ammo. And because of that, it's caused this crazed surge in pricing by some agencies, not all. But it's unprecedented time we're in right now. I don't think I know my generation has never seen something this grand as far as sickness. I mean, we saw AIDS in the 80s and late 80s, early 90s, but this is the biggest thing since that time. But hey, you don't get to violate people's rights because people are getting sick. It's just not the way it happens. Even though it might make certain politicians feel great, it doesn't happen that way. Oklahoma 2A is doing big things. Gun owners of California, a lot of lawsuits going there. Also, while I said California, reminded me the second go around at Freedom Week 2. That case has been delayed. Obviously, most states have put a serious delay to the court systems, so that will be delayed. I had the tentative date. I think I saw that in one of my. I get so many freaking emails, but stay tuned for that. That's coming up soon. It was supposed to be next week, but they're pushing that back. Will this also affect the Supreme Court rulings that we're waiting on for the New York State Rifle and Pistol Association versus New York City? Yeesh, probably. But the justices, they already heard the arguments. Should have been already dealing with this all along already. And we were supposed to hear something come June on that. Will this COVID-19 issue push it off? I don't know. But I just watched the president's live conference before I came on here, and he said that he's seeing the light at the end of the tunnel somewhere around Easter, as long as things keep progressing the way it is. So, it's kind of a fluid situation we're in right now, but I believe that this letter that GOA sent to the federal government woke a lot of people up today. Took the attention of some of the bigwigs, even though they're focused on something else right now. So, attaboy, Eric and the crew over there at GOA. Again, guys, gunowners.org/gunsgadgets. Join GOA. If you want to join another agency, I'm not telling you have to join GOA. I'm a member of many of them. But this letter, if that doesn't earn you membership, I don't know if you followed along. But I will have, if I can get this letter into a link down below, I will. But you guys and gals, it's time for us to take care of each other. Am I my brother's keeper? Those of you who know you're in my little group, yes, we all should be our brother's keeper. So if there are any cool questions, I'll stick around for a couple more minutes. We've done 23 minutes, and like I said, I got my 4 kids who have been home. This is week 2, and it's driving my wife and I crazy. So she's right now doing God's work while I'm up here informing the masses. So I won't stay too long because we're ready to we're ready to go cuckoo. Let's see. Hopefully everybody who's watching is safe, healthy, practicing your social distancing and your dabbing elbows or whatever is your state's asked. I did today. Today is the Massachusetts shutdown, shelter in place, stay at home order, whatever they want to call it. Started today at noon, and I was out because nobody tells me what to do. So we were out driving around and went to a local shopping plaza to grab a pizza, and it was a freaking ghost town. But I did see toilet paper. If you're in Massachusetts area, Auburn BJ's, go get some now because it's going to sell out. But they have like 15 pallets. What's going on? How's my back doing? Well, the back, I had the, what is that stuff called? Cortisone. I had the cortisone shots. It did help with some of the pain. It's not gone, but it's not as serious as, it was rough. But it doesn't change the injury. The injury is still probably going to have to be dealt with. I was supposed to be utilizing the lower pain issues to work on some stuff at physical therapy, but physical therapy is closed because COVID-19. So I don't know how we're going to go back to square one or what. We'll see when everything opens back up. Let's see. Kevin Rosa says, will Arizona get a lockdown or close gun shops? I don't know. I know there are numerous states that are currently contemplating these types of orders or stay-at-home type issues. I can't keep track of each one of them because they're just so fluid, man. What I know from Massachusetts changed an hour after I knew what was going on, and they went a different direction. So it's tough sometimes to try to stay up to breast with how government operates here. Choice Ammunition, J Wolf. Let's put this up there. Check that out if you guys are in the market right now for Freedom Seeds. Yeah. Hopefully they still got them after we put that up, right? Darkness Nation, I'm glad you finally got on the live chat. Glad you're here. Welcome. Let's see. Have I heard anything about Florida? I've heard a lot about Florida. But like I said, everything's changing. It's kind of fluid. I do know that they're not as worried as much about Florida outbreak as they are right now in New York City. New York City, the numbers are through the roof. It is a hotbed. And if you've watched the same thing I watched before I came on, if you were in New York and you left New York City in the last couple days, you need to quarantine yourself because the percentage of people who are testing positive in New York is insane right now. Let's see. Robert V, aren't those shots fun? No. that was an interesting feeling. Rick Holland, just want to say I called my congressman this morning to complain about the 5717 bill and what the Dems are doing to stop the relief package. I urge everyone to call and be heard. Absolutely, guys. Seriously, see if I can match that up. Right there, 5717. If you haven't read that bill or even just watched the video I did on HR 5717, please do. That is the biggest kick in the ass to the Second Amendment, kick in the groin gun control bill I've seen. I mean, Elizabeth Warren has one as well that was filed prior, and I did a video on that as well. But this one is in the House, where the House is Democrat controlled. So if they get motivated, this will make it through the House if we just stay quiet. So we need to get some folks on notice. So call your reps. Let's see. Wow, is it? Says Jared. How would you like to have 5 kids who've been hollering, whooping, and all? They say that kid may do it. Well, get their social security number. I can't even know my W-2. Man, I know what a struggle it is to have 4 kids with autism, but my wife and I deal with it. You know, I don't. It's crazy. I'm not questioning any parent out there right now with what they're doing, because this is beginning of week 2 of 3, and might be extended after that. Like, and everything's closed, so they're basically here, or we go in the yard, or maybe to a park, or maybe to a playground. But they close all those too. They're all roped off. We just go under the ropes. But not much out there for people to do. They want you to stay home. They want everybody to stay home, and no. Ryan says Joe Biden will send you all an AR-14. Yes, Joe has locked down the market on those. Steve Norris says no TP in his area of Virginia. Just go to CVS. If you have a CVS near you, just buy a chocolate bar, and at least up here they give you receipts that are as long as your body, so you can use that in a pinch. My mic is popping. I apologize. That is actually the comments. That's why I usually wear a headset, but that's the comments coming through. Pop, pop, pop. See? Sorry, man. Let's see. If I turn this down, I don't know if it'll affect my my mic there. Let's see. I'll try it. Katie Cumberworth says, what did I do to my back? I injured it at work in a snowstorm in 2018 and stayed working, and it just continually regressed to the point that it is becoming a serious issue. So yeah, if you get hurt, go to the hospital. Go get it looked at. Don't be a bull. Homer says, you don't need guns. Trump will save you. Yeah, no, I'll take care of myself. Let's see. Jared, do you think Milford will be a 2A sanctuary? If you're talking about Milford, Mass, doubt it. Stay tuned to see if my town, we're moving down that road. I got in front of the selectmen again for our next meeting here, so we'll see what happens there. All right, let's see. All right, we're at like 31 minutes, so I will. Daniela says, where is the militia? I know a few who are training. What's the status of 5717? It is still in committee. Committee that is probably going to pass it. West says, because of your message, I became a GOA lifer. Thank you. Well, I'm sure they thank you, and the country thanks you, because those funds go to fund stuff like they're doing right now, and all the stuff they bring to appellate courts or appeals courts or even Supreme Court. Let's see. Kickstand, God bless the wife doing God's work. Yeah, it ain't easy, man. She has so much more patience than I do. That's why I do the bull stuff of like getting in politicians' face, and she does the stuff that. I'll tell you what, though, and I've said it a couple of times, like on my Facebook. Times like these where the kids are all home and there's nothing to do, I now know, and I totally understand why lions eat their young. I totally get it, man. Panther 6'5" Creedmoor 300 blackout. Depends. If you wanted to reach out and touch somebody, 6'5" all day on that one. If you're looking for something AR type ish, but you look to suppress it, the blackout is made for that. Let's see. Ruger Girl, traction for your back. Actually, the first I did one PT visit, and God bless her, she was yanking on my legs to try to create that space again. And it freaking hurt for 2 days after. But we were gonna move towards that. But we'll see what happens when it gets back. Louis or Lewis, I don't want to kill your name. Will you release this entire thing as a video? I came here late. Yeah, anytime I do a live, YouTube processes it. Sometimes it takes longer than normal for a regular video, but every live stream I do, I just put it right into the list, so it will be there. All right, let's see. A couple more about my back. A couple more about 5717. All right, guys. I'm gonna. I can hear them right now. Wife's voice is, guys. You know what I'm talking about. Her voice is getting there. So I'm going to go downstairs and do the dad thing. But I just wanted to thank you all for your time. I hope you're okay with me popping on live the last couple days, just because with all the craziness, I don't have time to sit there and ignore everybody with headset on and edit. But GOA, thank you for doing what you did and putting the smackdown on these three agencies with the NICS system, because we all know what's been going on. You've heard it, maybe even some have experienced it, but they don't get to do that. They don't get to violate the Second Amendment because of a virus. They don't get to do it because of anything. So thank you for taking it to them. All right, guys. Thank you for your time so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for your time so much. Doesn't even make sense. But I love you all more than you all know. I hope you stick around. I hope the channel continues to grow. If you're new here, please hit the thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're getting to numbers that like make me rub my eyes. I never thought this would even happen. We're getting close to 250,000 subscribers. Last I checked this morning, it was like 227,000 people. That's a lot of people. And thank you all from the bottom of my heart. Also, I am a Patriots fan. You guys know that. I get a bunch of shit all the time about watching the NFL, but I pre-ordered a Tom Brady Tampa Bay Buccaneers jersey today. And I want to say it on record. I hope Tom Brady breaks every single offensive record in the NFL, and I hope the Bucs go undefeated and win the Super Bowl, because yeah, so take that, Bill Belichick. All right, guys and gals, take care, everybody. Hope you're having a good one. Be safe, stay vigilant, carry your weapon, and until the next one, take care of yourselves, and tell your folks, tell your kids, tell your loved ones that you love them. Take care.